Okay, okie dokie. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you find yourself. I hope you're doing well. Um, right, so let's start with the dollar index. Remove this thing here. Okay, so we had such an eventful day yesterday where the rate announcement came in, the FOMC came in, and the dollar index did a lot of movement. If I go onto the 1 hour time frame, we had the announcement sending price down here, and this morning I woke up to see that retracement back up. Now, based on the way the announcement came in, that is why I mentioned that I don't want to give any prediction, because it could go anywhere. It could have gone up, it could have gone down, and actually came down. So this is a week that, based on how the announcement is going to come in and the FOMC, sometimes it can give you mixed. When I say mixed, it can give you different what's the word? It can give you any direction. Hence, you don't want to really gamble, right? Now, if you experienced it, then going forward, just be aware that whenever we have rate announcement, this is how the condition of the market is going to be. So just be aware and you stay away, because anything can happen. Now, based on what is happening currently, that's why you saw me on the weekly. I was looking at the weekly time frame, and it seems like, let me clear all this. You can see last week ended up taking our previous week low here. So this week, what I wanted to see was we go up first and then we reject and continue going lower. But they rather went down first, which is what happened here. And with that, this was a pullback for a continuation, and today we've seen prices coming back up. So I'm still watching this up candle here. Okay, I'm still watching that. We can come above it this week, which is just go just above it, reject, and then next week we continue going lower, because we have just one more day to go which is Friday. Friday can go up there and then reject for the whole week, for the whole day, and giving you a down candle on the weekly. But on the weekly time frame, it can be the first, I think the second, yeah, redistribution candle over here, and then we will resume going lower. So downside still, in my opinion, still prevails. We might likely trade here. This candle's low. We might likely trade there. So long term, or short term to medium term, that is where I think price is gonna go. So all of what is happening now is just a redistribution, and then we will resume just like they did over here, or they did over there. Right, up a candle and then resume going down, up candle and then resume going down. Same thing on the weekly. That is what I think might be happening here, and then we will resume going down again. So on the dollar index, we are still bearish. We've not changed direction yet. So what we have in now is just a redistribution. So this candle's high, that's the weekly high, right? Hence we might go and take out that and then resume going lower. That is what I am actually going for as it stands after the rate announcement. What I wanted was to see them take it up there with the rate announcement and then send it down. That would have been the best option, which is when the rate announcement came, send it up, take out the weekly high, and then resume going lower. If they had done that, then this move here would not be necessary, because then they would have taken out the high and then price will resume going lower. Remember, price goes up for a reason and it goes down for a reason. If it's going up, it's going for a previous day's high or previous week high. If it's going down, the same thing. So as it was moving up here after the rejection below previous week low, we should have made our way back up here. So the fact that it came down, in my opinion, means that was a retracement to go up here, and then we will reject and then resume going lower again. All right, so dollar index, we are not bullish, we are still bearish, but it can come up here and then resume going lower. The key word is it can. It doesn't have to, but it can, and then resume going lower. But because of the lower time frame price action, as we see now, that is more likely to happen than we just going down from where we are. All right, so look for dollar index to go up. Look for dollar index to go up, take out the previous week high, and then resume going lower. And that means pound, euro, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, it's likely going to pull back and then continue going higher. And out of the four, I like this one. Out of the four, I like this one. Okay, based on what is happening on the daily, I like this one. So I would like to see price find support and then continue going up. Okay, I would like to see price find support and then continue going up. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. When was it? Yeah, yesterday. 9:45, they gave the GDP announcement on this pair. At 9:45, and nothing really happened. I was watching, I was expecting a big push above that high. Nothing happened. So this has now engineered that equal high That's why I like this one. Sorry, not gold. Euro has also done the same thing. We've engineered equal high here. So if they take out last week's low, which is, I think that's what's going to happen on the euro, they're likely going to take out previous week low. When they take it out and then it start rejecting, we will be aiming for this high again because that's too clean. Okay, so we want them to take out the low and reject, but with the New Zealand dollar, I don't think it needs to go all the way down to take out this low. It will find support in this down candle. We also have a mitigation. So there's a lot of things here that is going to help stop price. And on the lower time frame, we have this gap and then that gap. So these two are where I'm expecting price to go. If you want to find which one, just look at the time of the day. So this one did form at 9. This one did form during the Asian session. So I think this one is good. And this one is not bad either because this is an Asian pair. It does move during the Asian session. So they can probably use any of the two to go up again. So you can take it as a swing trade like this. Okay, buying and then holding without worrying about what the lower time frame is going to do, or wait, let price give you a reason that it wants to go up and then you basically buy. So it depends on if you have time on your hands to be in front of the screen. If you don't, then that'll be the best option. And out of the majors, that's the one that I like. Not so much British pound. Now, at the beginning of the week, I think on Sunday, I did give a trade idea to buy here. Let me zoom in. To buy here. Because what I saw was that this low to this high, that was a pullback. Okay, and then when the week starts, manipulation and then expansion. I was expecting the manipulation to come down on Monday and then we expand up, but that didn't happen. So I think that with the dollar index likely going for the previous week high, this would be the best level to watch. This level here, because that's where we should have retraced to, and then price didn't and it went up. So watch that level over here, meaning that there's a likelihood that pound will drop. If you look on the daily perspective, that level is here. Okay, so keep an eye on that level and then you see what price is gonna do. Yes, this area is good, but I don't trust that area since we are breaking based on what happened this morning. Since we are breaking through this gap here, right? Hence, even if price comes up here, I think it will drop again in here. Okay, price will drop again, and you can see already rejecting. It's likely going to drop again. Hence, this is the best level to watch. What else? Okay, this pair. I think when was it? Tuesday. When we had our session, I said I wanted to see them come into discount before going back up. It did not get into discount, right? So it's now coming. All right, it's now coming to discount. So on the H4, watch here. watch these two levels for continuation to the upside. Okay, watch those two levels for continuation to the upside, because I think based on the weekly, this might just be a pullback or reaccumulation, just like this down candle, and then resume going up. They can resume going up this week, or next week we will open, drop down, and then go up again. So I think the New Zealand pairs will be the best. Maybe the Aussie pairs might also give a trade idea. The trade idea that I gave at the beginning of the week, this one, we got the entry shot up, almost getting to TP1. I think we had about 50 pips, and then price has come back down again. Now, if you are on the platform, this one now will be stopping you out at break even, right? But what I'm currently seeing based on the New Zealand, we probably might go for this low. We might go for this low and then reject and go back up again, because that's the previous week low. This will not take out previous week. I'm sorry, the previous week low is here. This same week, which is the 10th, that's this one here. The Australian dollar is likely going to take that one, but the New Zealand will not. And then we will resume going up. So I think I've shared this in the past. Two pairs, the same thing. One will go for a low, and then one will sustain a low like this. One will take out a low, and then one will sustain, and then it will go up. So that's what I think the Aussie card will do. It will take out the low, and then the New Zealand dollar will not. Okay, so watch the New Zealand dollar for a continuation to the upside. Again, you can either buy OTE or wait for price to give you a reason to go back up, and then you buy it that way. Okay. I think pretty much that is that on the crosses. Gold. So gold, I was anticipating them to go down with this candle here. Sorry, that one yesterday on the 1 hour time frame. I did get some trade from here. I took partial, and then it came back and stopped me at a break even, based on what I shared during the live session, right? I got an entry. I think it was this one. Yeah. Yesterday was not a great day for my trading on the demo. Now, when I say not a great day, it's because of the rate announcement, right? But I was trying to prove a point. You can't predict sometimes. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. So what I was looking for was for them to go down here, and I'll show you the trade ideas. Execution. Okay, so when price came up inside this fair value gap, it started rejecting on the 1 minute time frame. I saw short there. Now that trade was meant to be 2-1. So when I got in, 2-1 was, let me go to the 1 minute time frame. Oops. So this was my entering inside this gap with a stop above that, and I got out here with partial right here. Oh, sorry, this candle. So I took partial right there, then I left the rest. Okay, but I did put my stop loss to break even. So if you look at this candle, okay, that's the one that actually came back and stopped me out at break even. This one. So the entry was here. There. Right there. So when the news came out, it shot up and then took me out at break even. Okay, so that was it for this trade. And then on ES, this is where I got murdered. I took 2 trades. Initially, I bought here because I was anticipating them to go for this high and then that one. So you can see my levels. Right, that's where I was anticipating them to go based on the price action that I was seeing at the time. So I was buying here to go there, and then it stopped me out right here. Then I bought another one, a 15-minute fair value gap here. I was buying this 15 minutes fair value gap with this candle to go same level and that one, and my stop loss was below this low. So I was buying the fair value gap. This is a 1 hour candles low, and I was looking for them to go again here and there, and then what they do, came back and stopped me out, and that was it. I didn't trade it again because that was heading towards the news, so I didn't want to trade the news. And then when the news came out, I went and took out those targets. So that's what I was expecting, but you can see that they manipulated first before doing that. So that was my trading yesterday, which, like you can see, ES murdered me. So I still came out profitable at the end of the day, because the trade that I took on gold, where is it gone? There. The trade that I took on gold, the profit was enough to cover for the losses that I made. So even though I took losses, this is yesterday, so 19th, 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 19th. If you add up all the losses and the win, I still came out profitable. Okay, so it's not about winning or losing, it's about being profitable. Right, so now my account is at 42. Okay, so let's see what I'll get for today. Maybe I'll not trade today. Who knows? We will see. All right, so that's for ES. Now, based on what I'm seeing, it looks to me that we will be coming back down again, because they've taken out that previous week high, right? And then there's a volume imbalance in here. So based on that, there's a probability that the upside is done for the week, and we might go down, or we'll end the week like this. Then next week, what we'll be looking for, let me remove all this, let me hide the execution. Next week, what we will be looking for is the idea of previous week high being taken, and then price coming for this low, and potentially that one. So it's either we end the week like this, or we will keep coming, and then next week we will look for a candle to trade down. This is our first redistribution, the first up candle after this drop. So on the H4, this down candle is now the most important candle. If we have about an hour and 32 minutes left. If we can close through it, this gap will be a good gap, and who knows, maybe we might not probably even pull back there, and then price will come for these lows. Okay, so we are looking for the week to close, then going into next week we can take some nice trades to the downside. Today, absolutely, we must close like this, leaving this H4 gap. We don't want this gap to do this. We don't want another candle to come up. No, we want it to stay like that. And then next week we will look for this same gap to hold, because we might open, go up, and then down. But to understand this, you need to refer it on the weekly time frame, because that's our first redistribution, and we have a volume imbalance in here, so we will come back down. I expect next week to be a down candle. Okay, let's go to crude oil. So crude oil got triggered in, and so far so good. We've rejected. Remember I said I want to sell this candles low, so trade has been triggered, and I'm expecting them to drop to attack this low and that low. I'm actually looking forward for that to happen today, so fingers crossed today we will get crude oil to drop and attack this low and that low, right? And I think that is that for the currencies for now. Let's go on to the cryptos. Now, our holders, I think very soon you have the ability to ask questions. If you do have any question, you can, for now, maybe it's not ready yet, but very soon you'll be able to ask questions when it's being hooked up to, for the ability for me to get the questions. Our development team is now working on that. So once it's done, you'll be able to send your questions, and then I'll be able to answer you. Okay. So stay tuned for that, so that whatever clarification you need, I'll be able to provide it for you. Okay. Let's go to the cryptos. Okay. So I think I'm already on XRP. Now, this is not random to me, because I keep saying it. When all of them are going down, this one will not. And you can see how aggressive yesterday's candle is. Even though the rest also went up, but this one is going to be different. Hence, from the monthly perspective, look at it from the monthly perspective and it will make sense. It's likely going to go up here, because we took out the previous month low, so we are likely going to go up here. The only problem right now is the idea that on the day, sorry guys, I think I've got a post. Okay, I think I heard someone knocking at my door. I'm just home alone today, that's why. Anyway, so um, from the high time frame perspective, that candle's high, it's going to be where I think price is going. That's the monthly high. The only problem that, and I'm trying not to give the trade idea, is this move down. Okay, this move down until we go above this up candle. Give me a second, guys. Right, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I apologize. I think it was a postman keep knocking. All right. So the only reason why I'm not giving whether up or down is because of this up candle. If we break it, then yes, we are likely going to go up here. Okay. Until then, it can go back down to attack this low. I'm sorry, this one first, and then still reject to come back up. Okay, so we need this candle to break, and then we can start going up based on how yesterday candle has closed. It's likely going to do something like that. Okay, price is likely going to break this high, but again, I can't confirm yet until it does it. So let's see if they can break it. Once they break that, I like the fact that we will likely leave a gap. That means going forward, we can depend, because this is the first gap that they've actually created. So we can depend on the gap and the down candle to sustain the order flow to send price to that high. Okay. So until we break this, price is still likely going to come down here. So let's see how today is going to close. If we close above this, then yeah, we can start looking for higher prices. Let me go to AI16Z. Okay, so I think yesterday on the 1 hour you saw what I had. I still have it there, right? The buy, the pullback, and a push to that weekly low. Why? Because that's what I was anticipating for them to do. Now, yesterday's session, I said, watch this gap here. Okay, if we close through it, then we will come back down. If not, that is going to hold and then send price up. For now, we need this to break. This up candle here, we need that to break. Until then, it can still come back down again. So this was just a day trade to come into that level. But going forward, we need that to break. If we don't break it, we can come back down again. So again, it's similar to XRP. We need the break of the up candle. Now, based on the weekly, it can do it because we took out that previous week low, right? So even if we come or had price come back down here, the same price action would have been actually sorted out for, which is once we took out this low, we want to see a break of structure and then immediately reject this low and come back up again. So based on what I'm seeing, maybe we might break this and then attack that previous week high, which as it stands, I think it's this one, that one there. So dropping down to H4, watch this. If we dip in, we want it to stay open and then go up. If we close below, we will be going down. Okay. If we stay below, or if we go below, we'll be going down. If we sustain it, then we'll be going up. All right. Solana. This I definitely still bearish because we are far away from breaking the structure. We are far away from, so this is still a complex pullback. So that's for that, we are still bearish. Okay, so don't, I prefer you stay away from it. Initially, I think yesterday I was expecting them to drop, but they took it up. So it has now turned into a complex pullback. Complex pullback means that price is staying inside a range that if you are not aware, it can mess you up. Okay, it can mess you up. So yes, it's moving up and down in here, but it has no meaning to what price is doing, because all price needs to do is what? Trade up and go down. So if you really focus only here, you will get punished. Don't focus on just that. Focus on the big one here. That's your reference point. That price needs to come down here. Okay, so instead of it going all the way up or even rejecting the fair value gap and going down, they've now decided to play games. So don't get caught into this play that is happening, but focus that we are still bearish and price will come back down here. Focus on that play. Okay, don't fall for what is happening in here. Bitcoin, same thing. Don't fall for what is happening here. We should have rejected and go down from here. It's coming back up, so focus on this and that. That's the last up candle. Move down, pull back. So we will, this is a gap, this is a gap. Breaking through this does not guarantee we are going to break this high. It's just gonna trade it back to the next one, right? So maybe from where we are, we will just drop. So similar to Solana, focus on that. Ethereum, same thing. Focus on this. We should not be breaking that, but it's okay because when the wick is dropping, it's allowed to print an up candle. Okay, when the wick is dropping, it's allowed to print an up candle to form a redistribution. It's very, very normal. Okay, it's very, very normal for it to print redistribution. So if that's what they're trying to do, then that's fine. All price is gonna do is stay like this, and then we resume going down with down candles again, which when it comes to cryptos, it has 7 days, so it can still do that this week again. So don't fall for that. Not real. It's just trying to bring buyers in the market, and then they'll go against them. Watch this up candle. That is where the change will happen. If they're going to reverse and go back up, it will happen there. Everything else is a complex pullback. It's just trying to manipulate people into thinking less is going up, and then they'll go against them. So if I were you, I'll look for sell. Apart from AI16 and XRP, apart from those two, the rest is all a sell for continuation to the downside. I don't want you to really sell Tattoo, because that one too is too deep in discount, so don't sell. I put this one here because we can go back up today for a day trade here. Remember yesterday I was saying that I want the candle to close for the day like that because it was rejecting. So I didn't want you to buy like this, but wait for the day to close. The day did close, and they've come back. So that same area that we wanted to execute a long on, that same area is where you want to buy. So this gap for a day trade to go up there, and that's it. Nothing else. And that's all I can give for today. So focus on this for today, and then that's it. And then lastly, touch key. It's not giving any closure higher, so this low is going to be the draw on liquidity. So focus on shorting tattoo. Touch key to come for this low, and even that one, because as it stands, there is no protection. This gap has been closed in. They've opened one here. This up candle failed to close. Now we are below that, so the delivery of price now is to the downside, and on the weekly that's going to be the same. It couldn't go for that, so they will go for this low and that low and that one. Okay, so that is that for now. Focus on dollar index going up here. Now once you get up there on the daily time frame, there is a volume imbalance here. There's one here. That one is a fair value gap. This one is a volume imbalance. So just above the previous week high, we have this PD array. That is exactly where you want to see price reject. So as price is going up now, focus there. Once we get there, based on what I'm seeing, we might come back down again. I have thought how price reverses. If we get a big candle closure above the previous week high, then there's something completely different happening. That means if this candle can go up, 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 and then be like this, and that's something completely different. But if as it's going, maybe even not today, but tomorrow. If we go and then we immediately reject, then all of this is manipulation. They will come back down to attack this low again. Okay, but I'll be here tomorrow, so we'll see. And I don't know how it's gonna end for the day, so I will not be here to quote unquote warn you, but I'll be here tomorrow, and then based on what has happened today, we take it on tomorrow. So the best trade for today is crude oil going lower. Okay, and then New Zealand dollar and New Zealand CAD giving you a retracement and then buying back up again. Focus on that. The rest, leave them alone. All right. So that is that for now. Until then, I'll see you same time tomorrow, and then we'll see what the market will provide for us. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you. Peace.